this one? Here's this one. Good lad. Double check there, chat. God, pretty software, man. There we go. Ready then. What was it now? 6:47. We've got an hour, and then we've got to do a meeting. Okay. There we go. Triple Cripple, you alright? Quoting usernames before anybody gets PC. Terralair UK. Dylan Cloud. Mr. Cloud. Well. Captain Frosty. 5751. You alright, Squire? Squire? Need a high chair, don't we? High chair. In fact, why have a high chair where we can just aim it down? See, we come on in a bit of a just make sure the microphones. Oh, you tit! Make them. Make sure the microphone's close-ish. I wasn't doing green screen today. This was just, I'm limited on time. Work tomorrow, off Sunday, work Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday. Oh, it's funny schedule. Yeah, 30th anniversary. Funny you mentioned that. Yeah. So yes, obviously people have just seen that the Ghostface 30th anniversary updated image has just come. People are already going bloody nuts because it's based off a double dimple. Let's have a look, shall we? Get off the YouTube. Go on there. Here he is. So, apologies for the lack of green screen this time. But, end of the day, I shall have to get that set up a bit better in future. But look at this, chap. Try and line it up a bit. It's a bit weird, this, because it has like a weird slider on it. There you go. So already people are moaning. Why? The wife has gone to the Regal to get me a display bucket. Jesus Christ. Yes. But yes, Jesus, there is Dylan with the correct word in there. Look, Jesus Christ. Small world. There's an Irishman in the room, is there? But yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah. We'll put it this way. It's 10 to 7 in the UK. At 8 o'clock, I need to be speaking to New York, shall we say. Just see what the latest is with regards to this. This, as in the 30th anniversary mask. Recreated fantastic faces. Obviously seems to be off the main double dimple mould. Yes. What can we say, yeah? What can we say? Also, which camera is it for this one? It's this camera for the browser window, I should say. So yeah, also, obviously, as I'm sure some of you have already seen, you've got Ice Nine Kills and McKenna Grace with a hell of a new song, Twisting the Knife. I watched a promoted video earlier. Bloody hell. Some green and blue screen went into that, didn't it, huh? Jesus Christ, as Dylan would say on the text earlier. I think it looks spot on. Just seen it. Can't wait to buy 30 and sell them as originals for 1,009 quid. Exactly. Hello, Charlie Wright. As I say, Triple Cripple. People are overacting about the hood. Jesus Christ. How many times are we going to say this in the next hour? How many times we got to tell you, man? Eh? How many times? So this is the first iteration of a recreated Fantastic officially from Funworld. As you see, seems to be off the double dimple mould. Not a bad mould. A lot of people already saying looks like a Gen 2. It is a recreated Gen 1 off an actual Gen 1 real vintage mask, so don't worry about that. So the stock image looks a little Gen 2-ish, but it isn't, I assure you. And yes, people are already whinging. You ever seen the film Chopper? Huh? Chopper. Eric Banner. Whinge, he says in one of his quotes, and word that we didn't say begins with F, you know what I mean? So, no more bitching, no more moaning, no more Facebook comments. Remember what we told you on the stream before. Not before on Nate's, because Nate's more regular than me on the streams, but on the last stream, when we read out the statement and the fantastic and it's coming, remember they're already looking at one with a basic standard shroud. Whether it will be cotton or not, who knows, but they're already looking at the one with the streamers down the side. The standard original shroud, shall we say, huh? So don't worry. This one, yeah, alright, the hood's different. At least it's a recreated Gen 1 off a Gen 1. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for that. I'm just going to keep that window open and go back to the main ugly camera for the minute. Ugly because of this. And yes, so what's been happening? What's been happening, eh? Well, I'm limited on time. I just had a few days off from work and mainly sorting this out behind. This is part of the reason there's no green screen set. Almost every single black box you can see. See? All that side of the room is black boxes, floor to ceiling. 98% of them black boxes are Ghostface collection. So how many people think they got more masks than me? Easy, easy. Lots of you out there already, and China, because it's a factory. Or many factories in China. But no, for a collector in a little 2-bedroom flat, and you know, half your spare room's bloody black storage boxes, which I brought many of those boxes recently. Yes, 98% of that is Ghostface, would you believe? Even some on this side. Some of the Mr. stuff there. But not much. Mostly mine, some of hers. But yes, Ghostface. Bloody hell. RJ wasn't joking, was he? You remember the stream with a statement in it about the Fantastic? He said, you are going to see a lot of marketing before the film comes. A lot of marketing. Jesus Christ. He wasn't joking, was he? The cups with the figures on top, the popcorn holders, the other buckets, the standee. Gordon Bennett, man. I said, RJ, you're doing too much. What do you mean? I says, I can't catch up. I says, there's all these things coming out. You know, figures, merchandise, toys, popcorn buckets, drinks, cups with a figure on top. You know, everything. You can win little mini standees, can't you? Look with a knife. I was like, what? But yeah, there's too much. There's too much. Did you see the K&B at the end? I haven't actually. Ice 9 Kills. I'm going to go back and watch it because I want to watch it again on the computer with a bit better speaker system. And I also want to put it on the news section of the site because we've not been too well the last couple of days. And yeah, there's a standee. You not seen the standee on the pictures? There's a standee in theatres, like a platform with a knife in it. And I believe you can win mini ones about this sort of size, you know, 12, 15 inches. I don't know what they are. I've not personally seen one. But yeah, you can win apparently out there. Look online. There's little standees. But you bet your backside that some people already have been to the local cinema. Yeah, guess that standee when you're done. Of course they're going to. Why wouldn't you? Years ago. I mean, bloody years ago. 1993. Anyone remember that time? Anyone born? Yeah. I was 16. Yeah. Was I 16? 77? Yeah, 16. And Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park, was out. And when I queued up to see Jurassic Park the film, there's this toy shop opposite. Need did I know that I'd end up working there literally months later. And they had a massive standee of Jurassic Park. And they had the main sort of background for it, the symbol, the Jurassic Park sign. And basically they had all like the jungle bits, and it popped out diagonally at the front, and it had like the gates of Jurassic Park, you know, the little flames and the gates opening. It had the Jeep going in, not the Explorers, the Jeep, and it had all these little slits in the side to put all like bits of the jungle and the plants and that. And yeah, one day I said, I want that standee. God, it took me, it was a bitch to get home. I had to take it home on a bus. The driver's like, it takes up about 3 seats. I was like, no, it doesn't. It's all right. We flat packed it and used these old cardboard boxes to barricade it in. And I had to carry this big, massive, flat, oversized cardboard into the what we call Market Square in Nottingham Centre, where the buses go out of, or they did at the time at least. And I had to get on the bus, and as the driver's like, a bit big. You're covering 2 seats. I'm like, well, and I was off the size then, so someone could have sat next to me. But basically, I got it home and I set it up in my bedroom, and it only just fit in the bedroom. And a little story, don't worry, it won't go on too long. Little story, one day, I don't know, I'd done something and I was in trouble, what a surprise. And my stepdad come looking for me. And I hid under the standee, so I was under the slanted bit with all the credits and the names and, everything, all the writing, all the text and all the plants slotted into it. I hid under there, and I just look for there's a little hole in one of the sides of the slits if I just moved it. It has these tabs underneath. And I just saw him come in the room, look around, go back out again. I was like, yeah, piss off. You ain't finding me. Sure, we come upstairs. But yes, there are standees for Scream 7. Go on the Facebook groups, have a look. Go on Instagram, have a look. You'll see them somewhere, man. You'll see them somewhere. So yes, as you say, 1 week to go. I wanted to do some sort of stream before I went back to work. I'm actually in tomorrow, as I say. I'm off Sunday again. It's how the rota goes. And then I'm back in Monday, in Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all the way through the next week into the week after. I'm working like 8 days straight. But I thought, let's just do a stream while we've got a few minutes. Go over the head latest. And all of a sudden, looking on Facebook, bang, there it is. Oh, this is a new image for the 30th. I was like, what the? Oh my God. So, in essence, the original placeholder image was semi-correct, wasn't it? Because that was, if you know your masks, that was a double dimple. This one, double dimple. Now, we've got a box of masks. Let me just have a look. So I've got one of my storage boxes here. Just wonder if I got one close to hand. And while going through these masks the other day, I found my original Fantastic Faces with a tag on, signed by RJ, Allen and Stanley, in the little shadow box I've got. The shadow box is a bit too shallow. It's a bit like what Nate said with his Scream 4 one. It's a bit too shallow, and it's pressing on the mask. Because obviously the peak of the nose comes out on all masks. But, oh God, what we're going to... I was hoping to have the Fantastic for reference. I think I buried it in all these bloody things. You can't really see too well, but again, this is a spare room, so you're going to see a few boxes and there's a bit of washing there, basically towels. But we just wanted to come on, let's just do a little stream and just see the latest. But enough, what's that? Enough bitching people, enough, get over yourselves. Hey Kyle, yeah, but in 1 hour, just looking at the time now, 59 minutes, I got a speech in New York and just catch up and just see, do you know about, because RJ doesn't, he's not the one that personally updates the Fun World website. I'm sure somebody there, or 2 or 3 of them there, may do it for all I know. But I shall be asking about this image and saying, hello, is this the official confirmed product, or is this what's gone up and it shouldn't have gone up, Has it been bloody ruined? But I'm guessing this is, judging from the look of it, this is probably going to be the official image, just looking at it on the other screen. It is a beauty, I must say, it is a beauty. I can actually see bits of the stitching on both sides of the mouth, but the general shape of it and the recreation with regards to zooming into the mould, bloody hell, man. It's, as they say, it's just like they've just carbon copied the bloody other one, in a way, and then moulded off. It can even see little lines in the damn thing when you zoom in. And obviously in the mouth we can see it's a double dimple easy. But just wanted to give small update. So Ice 9 Kills is a hell of a video, Jesus man. I feel sorry for whoever had to make that video in the editing, you know what I mean? Bloody hell. All those Ghostface, all those Book 120s, yeah. You got bloody McKenna Grace in there. I didn't know she could even sing. And then, of course, the main Ice Nine Kills. And then the other day, I had a message from Pure. You know who Pure is? Pure Horror, Instagram. Sammy. Doesn't normally go by Sammy, but Pure Horror. And, yeah, she said, oh, I saw that you reposted one of the tweets the other day of Ice Nine Kills. Did you know I'm going out with one of the band members? I was like, what? What? When did this happen? So, yeah, Sammy, or Pure Horror, she's been with this chap on many a picture. And I thought, well, must be just who she's been with all along, and I never knew him. But yeah, Ice Nine Kills guitarist. I was like, bloody hell, man. Ever since then, there's been more and more Ice Nine Kills, more and more Instagram this, Instagram that. Thankfully, Instagram have made it easy to repost stuff now, because I'm not too good with Instagram, unfortunately. Twitter was my forte in the past, especially when Screen 4 was coming about. But yeah, Instagram, I really struggle, particularly on a computer with Instagram. Like, can we just upload a damn image rather than them to size it and audio track and all this rubbish? Same with the recent promotional images for the cups for the cinema. Me and Nate would send images from RJ, so I'll put them out there, share them, this is what's coming. And I did it with a little bit of an edit on the phone with the old track from the original Scream Run on there, Drop Dead Gorgeous. And every time I hear that song, I just think of Stu's house. Dewey and Gail and Tatum being mad at Dewey because she's like, you know, take her with you. She doesn't want Gail there, does she? But yeah, I managed to look up the track, see it on Instagram, add it in there. Bear in mind, obviously, it's just very short. For various reasons these days on the copyright infringement, but the fact it was popping up as a search result and actually being able to use was a surprise. But yeah, the biggest thing is just this, finally we're getting some Father Death, and finally we're getting a recreated Gen 1 Fantastic Faces. And despite many of the comments I've already seen, looks Gen 2, looks Gen 2, yeah, just look a little bit. Particularly with the straight eye and the curved eye. It's very reminiscent of the Fearsome, isn't it, Gen 2? But I prefer to say Fearsome. So anyone got a problem with that, you'd say what you say, I'll say what I say. How you doing, Casket Crew? What's up, Tom? Who's Tom? There you go, you got it that time. How you doing, Squire? Yeah, I was just going to... Oh, yeah, I was just going to dig out the word Fantastic, and it's not bloody here, what's this one? There you go, that's one that Mr. Bartron sent. See, looking at that in my streaming software where I can see my camera, then looking at the image on the other screen of the recreated Gen 1, yeah, there's similarities, but the straight eye seems to be much thicker in width compared to the one on the Funworld image of the recreated Gen 1. Oh, yeah. Anyone know how to get rid of that pink? People are getting rid of it now, aren't they? This is the old T? Yeah, the old T stamp. Made in Taishan, China. We never did find out what MK stands for, did we? MK, when Googling, if you look for places in China that are MK, there's a funny result that pops up, and I don't think it's the right one. An MK result that pops up, not confirmed, is Ming Kok. Ming Kok, well, it's still MK, but I don't think that's where some of the masks were, you know, manufactured in the past. I'm guessing the eyes are like that due to it being machine cut, which of course is more consistently Gen 1. Well, I don't know, they're meant to be hand cut, aren't they? So this is a question I shall be putting forward to RJ very soon, within the hour. And saying, right, about this image that's appeared, is it hand cut or is this a machine? And I bet you he'll come back and say, no, hand cut. Maybe just the way it is on the little stand that it's on. It's creepy because you zoom into that image, look in the eyes, his bloody eyes looking back at you. So the mesh is probably just one layer, as always. But yeah, just looking at it now, these eyes are just there, gawping back. You're like, bug off. But let's just cancel off that image. So classic mask with a two-piece hood, it says. Two-piece hood. Inner shroud with attached mask. So I'm guessing shroud rather than main mask, and then there's a hood placed on the top. From the description on the text, I don't know, we'll have to see, won't we? Simply connect with hook and loop tab attachment points. What the hell? I didn't read this before. So it's a two-piece hood. Maybe you can model a Ghostface. I doubt it, mate. I doubt it. I'm too far away for the first thing. And secondly, why are they going to ask me? What's it matter? But you zoom into this. I thought it was CTR out to zoom in. There you go. You see that on your screen? Classic mask with two-piece hood. Inner shroud with attached mask. Simply connect with hook and loop tab attachment points. Vanilla scented, glow in the dark, so it is a glow. Header card. So that'll be... I won't put it to standard. It is a normal size. So that will be one of the first latex, vinyl, whatever it is, masks that glow in recent years, since 2017 EUs were the last ones we knew of. Because the other glows that have followed since then have been similar to the Asda glows, 2011, 12 and 13, and then later the Spirit glows. Was it 2022, 23, somewhere around there? Jesus, man. So simply connect with hook and loop tab attachment points. So I wonder if that, again, a question for under an hour's time. RJ, can you tell me about this? And more than likely he'll say, you can confirm to the fans it's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm just reading that now. So 30th anniversary, Ghostface Father Death, 93828 original item number now for this. Obviously the original's 9206 or 9206S in later time. Two-piece hood, yeah. Well. But vanilla scented always nice. Even the recent fluorescents, bloody hell, they stink. But they stink good. But yeah, glow in the dark header card. I wonder if we're going to find out what header card's going to be. It's got to be recreated, honestly. God, please recreate the... Unless they've made a Ghostface Father Death header for it. But even if they did, you're always going to win over the fans more with the original design of the fantastic faces. Even if it is, you know, vintage in its own way and aged, should we say. Does that mean yeah. So as you say, does that mean you don't have to use the main sparkle hood? So question for RJ, I say within the hour. So it's 7:10 PM UK time now. Come 8 o'clock, I'll be off this and I'll be on to him saying, here's a video link, let's have a chat. And he's stated that he's available for a limited time. So again, remember the quote that is so true of RJ, there's so much going on. We're not going to get a complete copy of a Gen 1, but I love this. It is a complete copy of a Gen 1. It's cloned off an actual Gen 1. It's not a complete copy as in Shroud. But again, as we've said earlier and on stream before this, with the statement was read, they are already looking at that standard Shroud to be doing it. But yeah, you imagine a Father Death tag based off the first Scream movie one. So you had your Father Death inlay, didn't you? With Dewey and Sheriff Burke overlooking it. And then, yeah, you imagine a tag based off of that. Could be interesting, but if you're going to recreate a Fantastic, you got to do that tag. You got to do that tag. That's my opinion. You got to copy the original on that. Thinking like what I've got in a couple of the boxes behind here. I have some Transformers. A couple of them are reissues. So little Bumblebee, little, you know, like Cliff Jumper, whatever. In fact, I still need Cliff Jumper. I think I got 2 Bumblebees. But yeah, reissued. And when they're reissued, they're copied exactly. And then I've got the the Gigawatt Time Machine transformer. I've got the Agent Night Rider transformer. These are obviously recent ones. And I've got the Ecto, which is obviously the Ghostbusters creation transformer. But look at them, Transformers Hasbro, just as a singularity, you know. They pump out reissues and rebrand stuff. And to look at these the packaging and just see it exactly as it was in 82, 83, 84, it's absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, you imagine if we get that on the recreated header card. It's just a shame they don't put the header card on this images, because on the old catalogue images, you'd see the header in front of the mass display, wouldn't you? Looks like a Gen 2, my bad. I know. Some Gen 1s, even real vintage Gen 1s, do have a little Gen 2 look. And some Gen 2s have a Gen 1 look. Not many, but yeah. You know what I mean. A lot of people are already complaining it looks like a Gen 2 social media. Let them complain, it's alright. I think when it comes down to it, the main thing is just get the physical copy in your hands in months to come and enjoy the damn thing, and then think, at least if you don't like the hood or for whatever reason there's a problem, number one, either return the damn thing, number two, just enjoy it, it's a recreated mask, and number two, again, it's been looked at already with the original streamers down the side of the face hood, you know. At the end of the day, at least it's something to look forward to that a lot of fans are wanting. But yeah, so Ice 9 Kills, bloody hell, 30th anniversary Gen 1, no end of bloody merchandise, no end of promo clips. So on my site you may look and think, well, they ain't got much on here compared to Hello Sydney, I ain't got much on here compared to Instagram, but I don't like putting every single thing on my site with regards to promotional videos more so. So if there was, for whatever reason, 8 trailers that had come out for Scream 7 by now, there'd probably be 2 on my site and I'd just leave the rest. Because sometimes we don't need to be looking at every single clip. Meggie used to be like this. Meggie Blaine, you know, famous collector, Ghostface, a lot of Screen News stuff, a lot of Screen News clothing. Even Mr. Nate, I believe, you know, you don't always have to see every damn clip. Let us just enjoy it at the cinema. Let us see the full finished product in the cinemas, nice sound, a bit of popcorn, and that's it, get on it. Why does it always have to be, yeah, here's some amount of clips and it's all going to ruin it for you. Look at the TV spot one, it was okay, but much of that we've seen before, and then all these people trying to speculate already, stew this, something that, just easy on the speculation. Level it out, get balance, and just say, sod it. We'll see when we see the film. The one thing that really makes me question why is with regards to masks recently. It seems to be, remember when I first saw Scream, I was 19, I'm now 48. So 1996, I was 19. I was almost 20. Obviously 97 come I Know What You Did Last Summer, that was my 20th. I still Know What You Did Last Summer, 1998, that was my 21st, obviously. But in all that time, since I Still Know, Scream 2, you know, people have not really given too much of a bother about what manufacture date was on the Scream 6 mask? What manufacture date was on the Scream 5 mask? What does it matter? There's one thing that really gets me off at the minute. You look 35. That's because of the hat, Squire. That's because of the hat. And yes, Ghostface hat. We got another one exactly the same, brand new, still in the packet in one of these boxes. The missus got it me like recently. Meant to be for Christmas and it arrived late. I says, alright, let's just leave it. And then I got, I was thinking of that, I've got 2 more hats that I've not even took out the packet. Yeah, I'll show you. Official. There we go. I kept these closed just in case. Yeah, official. Ghostface. Got the Bio World, those ones. And then this one. Again, Ghostface tags. But yeah, that's sometimes what makes you look a bit younger, I think. Hello, Mr. Screen Ghost. Hello, Cemeteries. But yeah, it's in recent years, since Scream 2022, why is it so important to constantly question on Facebook groups in particular? What April to June was this one? What Jan to March was that one? It doesn't matter. It's just an EU stamp. And if it's not an EU stamp, it's believed that big EUs were used in the new film Scream 7, you know. As long as you got an EU, you got the main sort of mask used in films since 2000. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So, yeah, latest report from Kyle's missus. The Regal did not have any merch out, but the wifey asked the manager and they sold it to her. Aye. I was that close to doing that the other day at Showcase Cinemas in Nottingham. I was down Showcase getting more of these bloody storage boxes next to Showcase, just across the road. The B&Q, which is like your Harbour Freight in America, is like Harbour Freight, but we have B&Q, which are two surnames of the main owners of the company, but B&Q is a lot easier. And I was buying these boxes behind, these black and yellows. And I thought, all I've got to do is go across the road, nip into Showcase, and just go, yeah, give some over. You know, I'll happily pay for it. But then I looked up an email that they'd sent earlier that day, which went to all these subscribers, not just me in particular. And it says, yes, nothing, it said in capital blocks somewhere along the lines, nothing will be sold until February the 26th. Like, bastards. So, yes. Display bucket acquired. Oh, so he's got his display bucket already. Look at him. He didn't waste much time, does he? Or his missus didn't. So everyone asked the manager if he did not see them. You know what? At Showcase, I do know one member of staff, and he's probably finished by now. He normally finishes at 6, just 10 till 6 every day. His name's Wayfay. Should we name drop? Well, yeah, Wayfay's known. In Nottingham, at least. He's been there since it opened. He used to change the sign outside with all the letters, you know, all the individual letters. So Scream, he'd be putting up the M and the E and the A and the R and all the rest of it into the sliding bits, and then turning on the light afterwards to display it all. And that's gone now, sadly. Seen employees say they do have it in stock, it's just a matter of when they put it out. It looks really good, can't wait to get one, yeah. But yeah, these bloody hats, official. £15 each, but I like this one with the little mask on the front. The eyes are too thin though. Look at the eyes. They're too thin. They're almost KMB-ish, but too fat at the bottom. Nose is fine, mouth's okay. Just the eyes, they're a bit too bulgy at the sides, where it meets the edge of the face. And the eyes have been compressed like that. Like, no, fatten them out of it. Make them fatter, make them wider. I don't know, man. But yes, normally in the UK, we don't get nothing. You go and you're lucky that they're showing the film, you know. You're like, seriously? Why is there not just any sort of promotional material? And thank God, Showcase is starting to get some. Burt Bench's first version of the cane, but yeah, I found them the other day. In these boxes. Jesus, these ones. Oh, there's a... See the cardboard boxes on the top, which you can't see. See the cardboard boxes? They're Fun World. See the orange? That's that Scream 7 display from the Morrisons, what you saw recently. They're the flattened down cubes. We've got to get the top in. This top was made in 2011. 2011, and it's still lasting this. I mean, the hoodie's not just black anymore, it's even shades of red in the sun. But I had this and a t-shirt done in 2011, for God's sake, when Scream 4 were coming. And they're still lasting. I always wanted a hat with that particular mask image on. So that mask image is a freeze frame of the Scream 4 trailer where he's running at Kirby's door. And from mainly the trailer. So not the bit where Robbie opens and he sees him stood there, this when he runs at it. and that was a freeze frame, and it made a beautiful vector image. That did. I was like, yeah, I want that in the front of a hat. But got to be careful, not my decision. And I went to Fun World in this. Well, I went to Port Jefferson, Long Island, and New York in this. And they said, yeah, don't wear that at Fun World. Says, why not? He says, you needed to ask first. I says, what? He says, yeah, you should have asked first, or as a joke, I think they were saying, yeah, the boss might ask you for $20 for putting it on the top. I was like, oh, for God's sake. He says, just don't even get it, the question answered, wear a different top. I was like, okay. So, yeah, but it has been seen. RJ's seen this years ago when I met him, and many people have seen this. I wore this around New York when I was filming in New York, and when I was in New York, I was checking the website stats, and all of a sudden there was a massive peak when I was in New York, because I think people were seeing this again. Oh, what's that site then? I honestly think the advertising worked for just me walking around. So, yes, there we go, Mr. Kyle. This is a good point. Scary Movie 6 trailer showing with Scream 7. Yeah. I've heard it was coming. And there was a recent video I saw of Marlon Wayans talking to a USA news anchor recently. There was a couple of them there, and he had a ghost face. So, like in the background here, you see the old Hoover pipe. Like in the background of Marlon, like that, all the way in that background, he had a ghost face, something like a bust, similar. And they was asking him, "Oh, what's that in the background? What's what? Don't know what you're on about." I said, "No, what's that in the background?" And I think he does acknowledge it, and he says, "Oh yeah, I keep weird things around like that, didn't you know?" And they're like, "What?" We didn't get the full story on it, but I watched it, and it must be 5-6 minutes long, if that. Look at YouTube, Scary Movie 6, Marlon Wayans, and you may find it if it's still there. Managed to get the Ghostface talking plushie for a cinema. Oh, from a cinema in the US, shipped to me here in the UK. Oh, bloody hell. That's got Roger Jackson's voice on, hasn't it? Vecna with a blonde wig. What's he on about? Vecna with a blonde wig? What have I missed here? You know what? While I've got the Fun World site open, I'm just going to have a look. Let's see if there's anything. So there's 3 listings for the Father Death costume. Ghostface adult, Ghostface child, Ghostface plus. Plus will be me. Oversized git. And just going having a quick gandaroo, so I don't want to bore you lot with this because we're probably going to get off soon. Ghostface light up keychain, a little tray of them or single ones. The Christmas socks which we've seen in the catalogue. What's this? EL light up Ghostface. I find a load of EL masks the other day in these boxes. And would you believe all the EL masks were on top of the Fantastic Faces tagged in the bloody box frame? I was like, geez, when do I put them on top of that? But again, the frame protected the mask, so it was good. But yeah, 30th anniversary mask. That's the chrome red devil face. Building blocks PDQ. Bling tumbler. That clown mask. Something with that clown mask. There's a creativity to it, but it takes away from the overall scowl of Ghostface, shall we say. 45 minutes north to get the plushie. Hey, it's worth the drive. Somebody said to me tonight after I speak to New York, "All right, you've got half-hour drive to go get. I'll be off. Plus, I've only just got my car back from being repaired, so bit of a test drive. And if we broke down, we wouldn't have to go to work tomorrow, would we?" Yeah, right. I'd have to figure a way out to do that though. Scary Movie What's Up Santa mask, we knew about that. Obviously we've got more glitter masks coming this year with a teal, like the turquoise one. No, that's it, there's no more. I wonder, you imagine... No, I'm just thinking it's too much of an individual type to put into Dead by Daylight, isn't it? The amount of times I've said to RJ on a video call or a phone call or even a recorded WhatsApp, "RJ, zombie mask, Dead by Daylight." You said to remind you, zombie mask, Dead by Daylight. And of course, it's in there now. But if I said, "Oh, RJ, 30th anniversary recreated fantastic Dead by Daylight," he's going to say, "Well, just the same as the other white mask." Because visually and graphically, they're not going to be that fussed about the little differences, are they? DVD behaviour. At the end of the day, they got a white mask in there, and that's how it is. So I'm just thinking, would it be even worth suggesting? But probably not. I had a message the other day. Somebody sent me that I need to respond to. Actually, said, "What's the difference between an aged mask and a zombie mask?" And to be honest, just look at them. Little differences. That's what there is. But yeah, when you think about them two masks, they're basically the same damn thing, aren't they? In a way, obviously, yes, we know the differences. If you're a hardcore fan, we do know the differences. There are quite a few, but when it comes down to it, I haven't seen this one before. Let's just get the browser up a minute. Anyone clocked this one before? In fact, yeah, looking at it now, I think I have. The backlight mask. Traditional colour to the fluorescence there. Green, orange and pink. Or is it hot pink? But yeah, green, orange, pink just on the text list in there. Oh, okay. Subtle marble pattern. I've ordered some of these from distributor. Oh, that was the other news. Thinking about it. That was the other news. Although it could be subject to change. We're going to have to see how the rest of this month goes. Hang on a minute. Let me just catch this. Did you watch Scott Foley interview on the Horror Podcast, over an hour long? I don't know if it was that one, but I've watched one that he did recently. And there was even video footage of him outside of a building signing stuff for people. And yeah, he's a really nice chap, Mr. Foley. Isn't he? He has time for fans. Does a few signatures. The one thing that gets me with celebrities is these minders that they have, you know, bodyguards, security, whatever you want to call them. And I'm not sure if it was of one of James Van Der Beek, who sadly we recently lost, obviously Dawson's Creek. Sad that he's gone, man. He didn't deserve that shit. No one deserves that bloody disease. But yeah, I can't remember if it was him or whether it was one of Scott Foley. But there was somebody basically from the side of this footage handing a mask, and he went to sign it. The security guard's like, no, and he's like, no, let me have the mask. If that was me and that was my security, I'd say, right, you, get in there, sit in that room, and I'll have a word with you in a minute. If I'm going to sign a mask, I'll sign a goddamn mask. You don't tell him no, I tell him no. And I thought, who the fuck does he think he is? Sending pictures of the bucket now. The phone's here, Squire. So we'll have a look in a second. Yeah, I swear it was the Scott Foley footage I saw, you know. Yeah, these people are saying, can you just sign it? And there are some people out there you see on many things on Instagram. Many things on Instagram where there's just too many of them wanting signatures. And then the security have to say, look, just, that's it, sorry, done. He's inside now, we're late. Whatever, you know. But these ones, there was just a few of them. Scott was there, sure it was Scott. And the security say, no. And he's going, no, let's have the mask. Let's sign it, a DVD, picture, whatever it was, you know. And I was like, yeah, little pricks. Who do they think they are, some of these security? Do the job they're paid to do, not turn down people. If he's saying tell them no, then tell them no. I just thought, you cheeky shit. Yeah, we're running out of voice. So there you go, you got a blessing there, didn't you? Failing that, a few days of, yeah, what was I going to say? Sorry, I've not been good these last 2 days, not been good at all. And then today you got an email that, again, nothing Ghostface or Scream related, a personal email. And it just knocked me for six with it. It's like, what? Oh, God, what now, for God's sake? There's always something in life, you know. It really got to me, that did. And it knocked me for six. But I was saying before, one was almost running out of voice a few seconds ago, I have, after a couple of years not doing it, ordered off the distributor this year. So distributor knows me well for the UK. And 30th anniversary Fantastics, I've ordered 48. With intentions of probably keeping 2 of those boxes sealed. Possibly, I don't know. I've ordered some marble masks, I've ordered some fluorescents, I've ordered a few bits. Not everything, because I can't afford everything, it's simple as that. But I have made another order again this year. So, if people end up getting stuck come Halloween time, in the UK more so, remember what I used to do in the past. I used to hold back types of mask on purpose. Just so when it comes to Jan, February, March, I say, oh, you still got some? Yes, I have still got some of them actually. So while this and that and that blah blah websites are sold out, I still have them. And that was the point, man. That was the point of buying them. Just to give people the opportunity to give them a yes answer rather than a no every time after everyone's pre-ordered the shit out of them and sold everyone out. So, yes. So whether I do hold 12, 24 back of these Fantastics recreations, I should be keeping some back on this occasion, and if there's fans with some manners, then yes, you got some manners that you should have been born with or raised with at least, then yeah, maybe if you've missed out on the Fantastic, which hopefully you haven't because you should have pre-ordered by now, then maybe I'll pull one or two out and make them available. Not that I'm special, not that it's big-headedness, it's just at the end of the day, that's what I used to do when I ordered in the past. So I still have 2017 original devil faces, you know. I used to have a lot of 2017 original plastic white masks, but most of them went to Clive for making chrome, two-tone chromes, remember? And there's a few actually melted. Oh, sorry, but yeah, we just lost two. I said, what do you mean you lost two? Well, I tested this and it actually just cremated it. I said, oh, for God's sake. Clive, what are you doing? I don't know how they did that oil slick one. I can't do it. And I got a mate and he can't do it either. I was like, oh, for God's sake. And that was a little while ago. But yeah, Clive, it's been a bit quiet lately, Clive. To me personally, not in a bad way. I think it's the same as me. Life gets in the way. And sometimes, you know, you just do what you do. And you don't ignore people and you're trying to keep in touch with, you know, who you want to keep in touch with. And then the job gets in the way or the cast does something or the missus, you know, says something and you're like, what's the matter? What's going on? You know, and like for me personally now, it's Ramadan, and you think Ramadan, you're a white person, yeah, but my religion is Muslim because of my missus who is Muslim, who was born Muslim. So as of today, I'm not allowed to eat or drink anything whatsoever till 5:30 tonight. Hence why there's this close by. And if Carrie Ann watches this back, she'll say, yeah, Pepsi Max, yeah, because it's the one thing we could never find when I went and stayed in Vegas. I was like, where's the Pepsi Max? There ain't none. And, yeah. And it was Carrie Ann that got me this hat. Little Ghostface. So when she had a family day, which was fine, she had a family day with her husband and little kid at the time. She went to a Halloween depot in LA somewhere and she got me the hat. Me, I was personally in Pasadena at Monster Palooza in 2022 in the early June, just before I came home. But yeah, so the hat has a bit of history. And the missus like, I brought you a new one, why don't you wear the new one? Says, because I'll keep it pristine. I says, this has a meaning because of staying with Carrie Ann and the family, which were very nice. Hell of a family, really good family. The husband's top rank, the little kid, he's a little kid, you know, now he's 9. And he was 5 when I went over. But yeah, it's memories, you know. But the missus brought me one exactly the same as this. She said, it costs £50. £50? So what are you doing? Buying it off a street corner? Jesus Christ, as we said. Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, oh, yeah, somebody just reminded me there. 30th, no, if I know, Triple Cripple, you on about that shriek if you know what I did last Friday 13th? I've got a mask in one of these boxes, and it 95% resembles the Shriek mask. Even the pathetic eye mesh, which is like the holes. It's like a mini fishnet sort of thing. Well, then again, fishnet square holes. But yeah, I looked at it and I thought, I remember this. I got this off eBay bloody years ago. And it's a dodgy, Shriek-ish, if you know what I did last Friday the 13th mask. And it's not... You imagine the Shriek mask, it was almost like pulled and stretched to look at after his face caught fire, remember? Because it was like a Jason-ish mask. Then it caught fire, then it ended up like Ghostface, didn't it? Or a messed up Ghostface. Check your messages. Yes. I got to go soon anyway because I've got to talk to New York. So don't worry, it won't be here much longer. Oh, very nice. Look at this. Bloody Kyle sending me pictures. Bloody... The popcorn holder. With the figure in. Another view. Bit better on the lighting. It doesn't really show on the camera on the stream. Jesus, man. The mask sculpt's actually quite nice, I must say. It's not easy to miniaturise that mask and sculpt it, I tell you. Even from stories I've heard, from just products I've seen. I mean, thank you, Kyle. Yeah. Your TV licence expires on the 28th of Feb. I've just renewed the goddamn thing. Must be the original one. And then thank you for buying your TV licence. Yes, I have renewed it, so don't give me that. Must be an automated thing because I've renewed the damn thing and I've got proof of it as well. Okay. Is somebody bitching about that shroud again? What's going on? Oh, Gen 2. Looks a bit much like a Gen 2 still. You know what? I think... I wish I knew what black box that Shriekish mask was in, because I'd pull it out. It's actually in a separate thin box, but in one of these black boxes. And you see, there's quite a few there to choose from. 4, 8, 9, 10. Jesus, you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 27 black boxes behind me, just on that side. See where the Hoover is down there? All to the side of that Hoover and coming up towards the back of me there. 27 boxes. And 25 or 26 are Ghostface. But yeah, the Shriekish sort of mask has like a green colour into it as well. I think if anybody had been on eBay in the last 6-7 years, you've seen these dodgy Scream masks as they're labelled. You may have seen them. But the mesh is like a really, it's like round holes, really sort of easy to see through. And I think there's been some pathetic replica Gen 1 masks on Instagram here and there lately. They've got the same mask in them, and people are like, oh look, original mask. Like, that's not original because the mesh is BS for one. And you can tell it's a recast. But yeah, the Shriek mask, or the Shriekish mask, I'll have to get it out for a next stream, because I think some of you may find it interesting, and plus it's taking up room in my box, I don't want it. So, guess £5 or something, you can have the damn thing. And even if someone experiments with it, but it just stinks of whatever it's made of. Saying that, we did find the recreated EU stamps, the AliExpress ones, in their box as well when I was going through boxes. And they used to stink of what they're made of, and that's why they weren't safe, isn't it, because of the stuff. And now there's no smell to them at all whatsoever, just gone. Just see the ring, I got ring camera up here, just flashing blue and off again, and that sometimes means the missus is dropping in to say hello, but it's gone off again now. Alright, well, I've got 20 minutes, or 19 minutes now before talking to New York. Give them some questions and see what the hell's going on. Oh god, somebody did ask me about these DOD masks as well, but I haven't ordered off distributor in the last 2-3 years, so I have none of them. I only got one of those DOD masks, like the Jester mask they call it, for myself, and I didn't even get every type. Can't find them. If anybody has a pink glitter mask with a little tag hanging off it, you know, like the Big EUs did in Walmart. If anybody's got a pink glitter mask, please let me know. I got sent 2 off eBay, and both of them are fake crap, and I mean crap. Another eBay thing, not mask related. You remember them? The memories, man, the memories. Had almost like a little Knight Rider light on the front, didn't it? There you go. Here's a bit of memories for you. But this, again, it's like a reissue. I swear it must be. The Highway Enforcer. And it says new old stock, but honestly, the cardboard, the way it feels, the way it's still got a grain on it and it's not worn smooth. It just seems like it's almost a recreation, but it says on the back here, this end image, you used to be able to get an amplifier you could buy as well as this. And you got 2 points on the back of it for speaker wires. And people used to have a speaker in the front of the car or wherever they put it and turn it on and it would come through the loudspeaker. I was like, oh, don't tell me that because I want one. But I don't know how you do it with a speaker. I've hooked it up to a speaker and it's low volume. They said, oh, you have to have an amplifier. I says, well, it's 4 ohms. What am I meant to do? And I have no clue about the audio with stuff like that. But yeah, if anyone knows how to make this thing work on a 4 ohm loudspeaker. Yeah. I know it's not Ghostface's screen, but Jesus. I need an audio specialist. I've got to ask somebody the question because I want a speaker in the front of my car and just blast that now and again. Amount of pricks on the roads these days. Sonic 707, hello. Excited for it to be a glow. Yes, it'd be nice to see a glow. And one that isn't like the recent glows in recent years, which is basically the same as an Asda glow, said earlier on the stream. Really want to know how the tag will look. Yes, so I shall be asking that question shortly. So it's 7:44 p.m. 8 o'clock p.m. or just after, I shall be on to New York saying, RJ, what's going on? And I shall be asking questions about, more so, the Gen 1. And just see what else is going on if I can be told anything. There's a lot of things now where it's just we can't talk about stuff, which is fine. But like, I don't know if he's even seen a final full cut of the film. I says, you know what, if you have seen it, doesn't matter. I says, I just want to go to the cinema, see it in its, entirety, and just enjoy it for what it is, as long as we can enjoy it. But seeing that Nev's partly produced it and Nev's happy with it, and Kevin seems to be over the moon, I think we should be in for a decent ride. I mean, Scream 6 without Nev, I was like, why? And then Scream 6 to watch it, I was like, yeah, it's okay. For the first time in Scream 6 of all the films, we finally saw what you'd used to see in my crappy fan films, but you finally saw my fan films always had 2 ghost faces together all the time. Loads of different shots, carrying a body out to them wheelie bins. I was like, why? Carrying a body out to the wheelie bins? Well, don't make it too obvious, put black bags on it. But yeah, for the first time in Scream 6, we saw sort of 2 ghost faces working together in costume, didn't we? And then a third one, the bloody dad. I was like, what? I was like, bloody hell. Hello, Worldwide Ghost. But yes, but Scream 5. Scream bloody 5. Whoever came up with the word requel, you just throttle them. Shut up, requel. And then, of all the things on YouTube, night before, I can't remember what night I watched it, there was a small clip of Bruce Campbell talking about The Evil Dead. He says some people were confused with Evil Dead 2, saying, was it a sequel? And then he goes and says the horrible word, was it a requel? I was like, Bruce. And he comes up in the corner of the screen on a camera, says, play the film. He says, basically, if you want Evil Dead 1 and 2 to connect properly and really feel like a normal sequel, do this. And it ends Evil Dead 1 where the evil hits him and knocks him down. And then it says, right, bring up number 2. And they bring up number 2. And then it knocks him down. And then it skips the recap completely. And then it goes to another bit. It says, right, continue it from there. Then you've got the explanation. It makes a lot more sense. So, yeah. But even he said bloody requel. I was like, oh, Bruce. Of all the people in the world, I thought you would have been one that would have squashed, crushed, whatever that word, and says, where's this come from? But yeah, Screen goes, Killing Dewey is the biggest mistake. I don't even want to finish a sentence. Yeah. That film was a love letter to Wes. No, it wasn't. Parts of it may have been. Dewey, that was an insult. That's my opinion. I don't care who says what. Whether you're film related, whether you're film crew related, whether you worked on it, whether you knew some of the script, whether it was a secret. I don't care. Shouldn't have done it. As I said on the other stream, give them a surprise, something they've never seen before. And I said this on the other stream and I'll say it again. You should have effed them up halfway in the film and made the audience think, shit, we haven't seen this before. What are they going to do now? Dewey goes up, doesn't hesitate, here's the phone, ignores the phone, shoots him in the forehead, that's it, bang, dead. Pulls the mask off, oh look, it's Amber. Then you've messed up the plan of the Ghostface's original ideas. And then you think, well, what way is it going to go now then? How's that going to be explained at the end? And then you've seen nothing like that ever before, have you? Yeah. It's funny because I have mentioned before as well the fact I messaged David Arquette on Twitter and he's not on there anymore. But yeah, after coming out the film, he did follow me for whatever reason. And I messaged him. Obviously, when they follow, you can message him. And I says, David, why did you let him do it? And he screenshotted it somewhere. It's not on this phone. I think it's on my older one. And he just said, oh, thanks for being a fan. He didn't even start to get into it. But I was like, oh, I says, you just made a grown man cry, mate. I says, I was gutted. Says, I could have jumped in the screen and kicked the bastard down and stabbed him myself. I says, what are you doing? But yeah, wish David declined to do the movie. Well, is this what goes on? Is it on the back shift? Yeah, exactly. What even David said in interviews, didn't he, in video clips, that he's reading it and he's like, what the hell? All the times he's survived. All the times he's survived. And that's what Wes originally said. Originally Dewey was going to die. Was it Wes or Kev or both? Kev Williamson, Wes Craven. Originally said in the first film, yeah, Dewey's going to be dead. That was it. And then Wes says, no. Bring him out on a stretcher. Let's see. Because the audience reactions were loving him. And that's it. I had to go on a stretcher. And then Scream 2, what happens? Same again. Got a life on here. And there you go. Gao goes in the back of the ambulance. And then all the reporters surround Sydney, don't they? Cotton's a star, talk to him. And that was a nice ending to 2, that was. I like that because Sid was like, I'm so sick of this damn in-your-face crap. You know. Cotton's proved it. Yeah, he's a pain in the arse. And he may have had time with her mum, but at least it ended nicely with them two. And then, in effect, she never saw him again, did she? And then some crew member opens their mouth for the start of Scream 3, which is what it was. Said, oh, what about Cotton? And then they killed him off. So don't fucking kill him off. It's bad enough you killed Derek and Jamie Kennedy, for God's sake, you know. Like, I wanted Derek to survive. Worldwide Ghost. No, only appears a couple of times a year, I believe. Spain protest. What the hell is this? Anyway, I've got 9 minutes before I've got to talk to New York. Shall we leave you in peace? Look at me, I got big bloody red. Was a spot, it's bloody a scab. Oh, God. The owner of a Ghostface website, it's just a bloody state, I'm sorry. Didn't grow up good looking, didn't grow up intelligent, but we're still here. One second. One second. Let me just do this. I need moderators on this. So this crap in the chat has just been deleted. Spain protest, bog off and bloody spam someone else, you prick. Even though I am coming to an end, I don't want that crap on my channel. Again, I need moderators on it at some point. Just to keep an eye on bloody pricks like that, man. But yes, even so. Questions are going to be asked in a minute with regards to the 30th anniversary mass. Is this Git still on my channel? Because it shouldn't be. Hang on a minute. Is it still there? France protest, this protest, that protest. Yeah, I've reported it as well. Yeah, sorry about that. They wouldn't do it in front of your face, would they, little pricks? I feel like I'll get hate for this, but I'm tired of the Sydney story. It did have quite a break when you think about it. It ended with Scream 4, my opinion. Yeah, you know what, I can somewhat agree with that, to be honest. But Ghostface can be done without her, and Scream Resurrection proved that. Yeah, Resurrection... I saw one of the killers coming. That's one of the only 2 times in the whole of Scream history I've seen the killer coming. I saw Billy in the first one. He was just too obvious. And many will sort of debate it. No. I saw Billy coming. Stu really surprised me. Mickey, I was like, what the hell? And Debbie Salt, I was like, what? And Roman Bridger, I was like, what? Brother? Long lost? Half, but what? And 4, yeah, that surprised me. 5, I had no clue. 6, I had no But yeah, Resurrection, I knew it was that dodgy brother. I was like, there's something really off with him. And that was that. But yeah, that's it. Twice in the whole of the Scream history about that I've been guessing right about a killer. So Billy for the first one. And yeah, the dodgy brother in the Resurrection. The only thing I like with Resurrection is the proper mask was back, Roger was back, and I need to watch it again to sort of go over it and remember certain things. But the first 2 MTV Screams, oh my god, blowjob mask. Jesus, man. There was a huge gap for it to be, yeah. With Mr. Kyle there. Yeah. Any plans anymore after Zane? Yeah, we're going to film some soon, Worldwide Ghost. There's a fan gathering next month at the Beeston Star Inn pub, or the Bell and Dragon. And before then, we're going to get some footage of Barry's because it's been renovated just like Series 2. So that'll be a video upcoming, shall we say. Yeah. Aside from that, yeah, I best get gone, ain't I? I don't know, man. Well, at least there's no more spam in the damn chat. See, I don't mind anyone in the chat, as long as they're not going to spam. Jesus, man, that was just dodgy. So yeah, Barry's house, the original owners have dug out some original pictures. And the original picture on the fireplace mantelpiece that Barry had is not the same as the start credits of the episode. Not the same. And the chap that's got the original pictures has got that exact picture, not the picture, but the same picture taken from the Barry's mantelpiece. So the same picture, but not the one, with all 7 picture squiggles on it, Squire. So that picture there, you probably see a little bit of black ink here and there. That's the original picture, what it looked like. I think that's a copy, you know, I did a few copies of it. I think, I don't know. But that's what it looks like. And there you got all 7 lads have signed it. So, sorry, off topic for the stream, but just while he was there, I wanted to show him quick. Bit of Barry's van. B Taylor Building Services, obviously doing well, eh? And Barry, Neville and Moxie. Moxie, mate? So yes, and these pictures have been already in question with other fans that know other people renovating Banny, saying how much? But a picture of that with all 7 squiggles. Got to be a few hundred, man. Eh? But yeah, it's in motion, Squire. It's in motion. We're trying to get some more footage as it's renovated, then put together a video. Of Barry's, because we got a bit of footage a couple of months ago. Anyway, obviously don't mean his own place. All types of work undertaken. Yeah, I think I send you that link of Scott Foley to watch. Yeah, by all means, Screen Ghost, by all means. But this Casket Crew, what we're putting here, I thought I had spam for a second there. I just saw 2 little icons. I was like, what's that? Oh no, it's not. Right, chaps, let's call it an end. Let's see what we can find out from New York. And yeah, let me get a a Teams meeting set up, as it probably is. Sadly, no, you can't join. Imagine that, a video link for RJ, and all of a sudden there's like 50 of us. Hey, what's all this? The one thing I do want to see, just before we go, I don't think I'm going to see it in Nottingham, but you imagine the start of Scream 2 of all the ghost faces in the cinema. They've done it on an event recently, haven't they? I'd love to see that in real life one day. Whatever the Scream is at the time, whether it's 7, whether it's an 8th in the future, whether there's more, who knows. But just to go and see, walk into a cinema, costume on, just see a load of ghost faces. There we go. That's what we're on about. And you, Worldwide Ghost. And you, it's good to see the name again. Going to head out. Glad to catch the stream. Take care of yourself. And you, Casket Crew. And you. We'll see you all soon, people. I'll stay silent for a few seconds, because if I press end stream now, it'll chop me as I'm still speaking because of the lag and latency and whatever else it bloody is. But yeah, hello to Lindsay, Mr. Screen Ghost. Scottish Lenser. I'm going to go quiet for a few seconds. That'll be a miracle on its own. But see you soon, people. Let me bring up the stream on my other screen, then I know I can stay quiet and now cut myself off without going halfway through a sentence. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching and tolerating. And if I see that spam again,